we're usually living on this channel for educational purposes only and is not intended as financial advice. This will replace the Teaching Tech Tuesday video, of which I'll be doing a series about live trading. So I took a pile of cash at the beginning of the year, 250K. It's real money, it's a real account. And I wanted to share the trading journal, the sizing, positions, entry, exit, rationale, all that fun stuff. I get a lot of questions about all sorts of stuff related to that. Mainly this is for me to help with my own sizing. I had somebody help me sort of break this down a little bit. She was very useful at helping me understand what I had been doing historically, and that's the first step. You know, are you doing things you want to be doing based on your edge? Do you have an edge? Is it quantifiable? And then are you applying your edge going forward? Those are the key things. So I wouldn't copy trade me. I wouldn't assume that you're going to do any differently than me based on XYZ. This isn't financial advice, obviously. This is just for educational purposes anyway. But these are real trades. And I will say for me, this is probably a lot of line items as far as trades that are happening right now. That's the other big question is, are you better off concentrating into your best 5 ideas, your best 3 ideas versus spreading stuff out amongst how many positions this is, 23 positions, something like that. That's definitely a personal question to figure out on your own. And the goal for this is to track that. You know, maybe you like sizing breakouts bigger than trend or sizing your setup confidence, highly actionable ideas more than your B setups, right? You know, that's what this is all about. This is a lifelong journey, I think. It's also worth noting here that I really only have 2 crypto positions, and IREN's not even crypto, really. It's more energy, nuclear, something else. Metaplanet, which I really like, and IREN, which I like the chart pattern. BABA's in the same boat with the falling wedge. So I'll share this in the description of the video. This sheet also has things like a watch list that I'm watching. I try to keep track of this in this sheet. It's obviously easiest to just keep track of this in TradingView, and then of course archive on trades that I've closed. I'll also be keeping track of NAV and then some additional notes on the notes page for anybody interested. But as far as what I'm trading now and why, almost all of it looks like the same thing. Almost all of it. It's either ultra long-term consolidations that are moving from bear to bull reversals, like Rivian, like Figs, like Zoom. You know, some of these have already played out. Some have yet to play out. Monero is another just ultra high time frame. You notice today, guess what? Everything's down, but Monero's up 7%. Weird. You know, it's a little bit of a hedge in and of itself. Tesla's another one, ultra long-term idea, cup and handle. This one might not be long for this world pretty soon, but we'll see. And then there's some other stuff that's just breakout, like IREN, low time frame. BABA, another one, low time frame, falling wedge, inverted head and shoulder here. DKNG, DraftKings, low time frame, inverted head and shoulders. So there's a bunch of different type of stuff, but in reality, it's kind of like 3 buckets, because that's where I've made all my money historically, is looking for a very specific set of things. And that's kind of part of my edge, is knowing how to trade these patterns, the trend, these very, very ultra specific things. It's also part of where the market is right now. A lot of this is stuff that's been bearish for a couple of years or a couple months and is rotating into bullishness, or things that are gathering strength again, like IREN or BABA, that have been very strong and are setting up for continuation. So if you have any questions on any of this, let me know in the comments. If you want me to add anything to the sheet, if you want anything explained better or further, let me know. I'll be adding some stuff on sizing, because like what was it, FDS, something I doubled down on today. I can't remember. I'd have to go back and check. I bought Constellation today, right? You know, this is another one. I wouldn't be looking at this if I hadn't had alerts on TradingView. So that's key number 1. But Stevie Wonder can see that this is an inverted head and shoulders. Okay, you know, you don't need me to tell you that, hopefully. So that's the step 1, is just pattern recognition. And then what you do after that, based on what you think could be true, is the trading part. It's the execution. So, you know, we can set this up and say, all right, there's the inverted head and shoulders. Maybe there is a broader trend that this thing can break out from. Generally, Dow theory would tell you 50% retracement is a decent level to expect on a bear to bull reversal or a bull to bear reversal. That's at 186. You can also pull this, find the fibs, gives you a zone 170 to 180. We can look at things like VPVR and say, okay, 186, 189, 190. There's a lot of resistance here based on prior volume, so it's going to be tough to initially make it past that level. So that again becomes a trading decision. How far away am I from a potential target? Do I want to keep adding on breakout? And then where do I want to take profit? Do I want to trade this as a trend? Do I want to trade this with fractals post breakout? All that fun stuff. That's when it becomes a real trade. Right now, it's just sort of trying to become a hurricane, trying to become the storm that is the trade that's setting up. But it looks very, very good. As does most of this stuff on here, which is why I'm in any of this. Another one I added or opened a couple days ago was Novo Nordisk. Why? Again, because it's been down for months, gone sideways, trying to break out of the cloud. Now this could stall, right? This could give you just a vanilla inverted head and shoulders or something, and you're kind of stuck in this. You're eating opportunity cost. So it's best to either avoid that if you can, or just don't size this up enormously until you have more confirmation. But it's starting to look to me very, very good. Another one is Moderna. This one pulled back a lot, recovered. So this is what real trading is, right? It's like, okay, where do I add? How long do I want to hold this? How many positions do I want? Am I eating too much time, right? Time in things like this, FDS, right? I had thought initially, maybe this one just isn't going to work out, right? It's been a little while. Not that I'm doubting the cloud, but it had that earnings candle and it's going into the cloud here. And it looks really good today, right? So to me, this is an add. And again, how much do I want to add? How much do I want to be out of cash? How much do I want to be in risk? How much do I want to double this down? Because on Schwab, you can. I can go up to 500K, right? Do I want to do that on FDS or on DKNG on a breakout? Do I want to play options, which I don't, because again, as a reminder for myself here, I just haven't done well with options historically. I just hold on to them way too long. They go into deep, deep profit and then give it all back. So anyway, just some of my trading rationale and decision making will be here, and I'll be covering this every Tuesday. Give me a like, dislike, comment, share, subscribe, and happy trading.